So today I'm going to talk about the Cartier Santos Galbee that I got from Fashion File. So this is the box that it came in. As you can see, it's a 24 millimeter. And that's all it came with because they didn't have the paperwork anymore. So that's what it looks like. As you can see, the Cartier box is the old one because I think this particular watch was released in the early 2000s, so it's probably pretty old already. So that's why you can see the cases already, or the pillow where you put the watch is a bit yellowed and a bit dirty already. So yeah, so let me take it off the pillow first. There you go. That's the watch. I'm just gonna slide it out. I had already had it adjusted, so it's pretty small for my tiny wrists. I think my wrists is like 5 inches. So yeah, I really like this because it fits me. The Santos fits me pretty well. So let me tell you all about this. So one day I was just looking for a new watch because I'd never had a luxury watch, so I wanted one. And I found this in Fashion File on sale. So it was originally around 3,100 US dollars, and it was on sale for 10%. And then there was a coupon code that Fashion File was running that gave you an additional 10%. So I got it at around $2,700, including tax and everything. So it was a really good deal. And then, of course, Fashion File has its own authentication house, but I still wanted to be sure that it was authentic. So what I did was I brought this watch to Cartier and asked them to service it, because if you ask them, does this look authentic, they won't answer you. They don't issue any certificate of authenticity. So I had it serviced. They said the estimate would be around $500. So that's what I had the impression of. And yeah, I left it with them, and this is what I got from them initially. So they provided a kind of a receipt, and let me show you what was written on the receipt. So for servicing, this would be the receipt. So you have a kind of a serial number at the back of the watch, which I won't show you, but it's at the back, and they plug it in on their computer, and then they find if it's on their system. So if it's on their system, it's most likely that it is authentic. But they also have a website, which I will share with you, that shows like what you can, where you can enter your serial number and all that, and you'll be able to search for it to see if it's in their system or not. It's like a care website where you can extend their warranty, but I'll link it down below. So this is what I requested from them: do a complete service. So if your Cartier is not authentic, they won't service it. What they'll do is they'll return it to you, and you don't have to pay for anything. So this was the receipt that I was given. It had my name, address here, which I blocked off, had my watches, the ticket number is here, and then the reference number is here, as well as my individual code for my watch right there. So yeah, so they said, I found out from this that it's actually a limited edition watch. So it says Steel Santos. I'm not sure what SM stands for. It says pink dial, limited edition Asia, which when I initially bought this, I was worried that it was an aftermarket pink dial, but it's actually a limited edition pink dial, which is why I don't see this often, which I liked that it's limited edition because it's more unique, and it has that guilloche pattern on the face. I'm not sure if you will be able to see that, but yeah. So yeah, they said they will do a complete service, and they kind of noted that the bracelet was worn, scratched, and all that. And then recently, well, yesterday actually, I got it back, and this is what they said. So this is what they did actually. They said oil renewal, readjustment of regulation system, case is normal, bracelet normal wear, and which is kind of funny because they said it was worn and the complete case was scratched, but now they're saying it's normal wear. Anyway, so this is the main interventions performed. You can pause if you want to read it, but they said refurbishment of the movement adjustment regulation, replacement of worn or damaged components, water resistance renewal for water resistant watches, which mine is, and movement check. And then shining service, this is complimentary, so to refinish the watch. And yeah, and this is the breakdown of the cost. You can pause here if you want to read it, but yeah, I paid $505, and it took them, I think, 4 weeks from the time that I approved this service, because they're gonna email you and they're gonna say, are you willing to pay this much for this service? Because if not, they'll just return your watch, and it's like, you don't have to pay anything. So I guess you can authenticate your watch that way, but I wanted to do the service anyway because I think this is an early 2000s, like maybe 2001 watch maybe. So I'm not sure when it was last serviced. I'm not, the first night that I got it, it was actually, I left it overnight on the counter, and then it stopped working the next morning. So I guess it needed servicing. So after I got it back, I actually had it resized. So they removed some of the links and gave me this pouch, which had, they removed the links and they returned the 5 links to me. So yeah. So this pouch, they gave me this pouch, and actually I was hoping to get like a travel pouch for my watch, but they said that it was out of stock, which sucks. But I've emailed customer service, and hopefully they will send out one, but I'm not sure if they will. So what I liked after the servicing, what I noticed actually is all the scratches on this bezel are gone, like literally like magic. Like it looks like new, which is insane to me. I'm filming on my iPhone, so you'll be able to see the camera, but reflected. But yeah, there were scratches here at the top, gone, all gone. So I think, and then there were also scratches here on the side, which there are still some scratches, but it's mostly gone, I think, which is amazing. It now looks like brand new almost. Yeah, there were scratches here. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a gash there that they weren't able to remove. And yeah, that's what it looks like. It says Swiss made, and it also says stainless steel. But yeah, I wish I could show you in a better lighting how pink, the pinkness of the dial. Because I think I haven't seen a YouTube video with this pink dial. Guess you could see it a bit. And then that's the blue steel hand. And let me show you what it looks like on the wrist, I guess. Let me show you. And one thing that it's bothering me still right now is that I think it's pretty loose on me. Like, can you tell that it's pretty loose? As I asked the sales associate that helped me with adjusting the watch, and he said that it looked fine like this, but I think I want it here, you know, as opposed to here. So I'm gonna try to adjust the links myself and remove some of the links, but this is what it looks like on me. And I think my wrist is really small, it's like 5 inches, but the Cartier Santos, this one, at least the Galbee 24 millimeters, is pretty awesome because it doesn't look too big on my wrist, while it normal watches would look too big on me. This looks amazing on me, and yeah, that's what it looks like. So it's I think they call it a deployant clasp, or like a butterfly clasp, but yeah, it looks amazing. I think, I mean, I love it because it has so much history to it. Like the Cartier Santos is the first men's wristwatch. I'm sure you all know about the history of it already, when Santos complained to his friend Louis Cartier that it was difficult to use his pocket watch while in a plane, because he was an aviator. So he wanted something that's handy to look at the time while he's piloting his like plane and all that. So Cartier helped him and made this Santos watch. Of course, it doesn't look exactly like this, but like the bolts on the frame or the bezel, those were from the initial Santos, inspired by that. And I think the screws on the bezel actually inspired the Cartier love bracelet. So yeah, of course women had wristwatches before this was released, but this was like the initial, like first commercially released wristwatch, like a tool wristwatch, instead of just like women's wristwatch before were for more like a jewelry, and this was the first like pilot's wristwatch, first men's wristwatch. So it has a lot of history to it. It's actually earlier than the Rolex. So yeah, I love watches that have history in them. I actually gifted my husband his Omega Speedmaster Moon watch because of the history of that watch. I love it. We're both space nerds or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, I love watches that have stories connected to them. And this one is perfect for me because I love, love, love the pink dial. And I think I got it at a good price because this is an automatic watch and they don't sell it at Cartier anymore. I think their watches right now are way too big for my wrist, so I love that I was able to buy this, you know, pre-loved, a vintage, and it still looks good. I mean, the quality at the time when I bought it from Fashion File, they said the condition is excellent, but it came with a few scratches on the bezel. But like I said, once I had it serviced with Cartier, it was fine. I mean, it looked brand new, pretty much, or it looks brand new right now. I just need to fix how loose it is on my wrist because the sales associate said that this is fine because I would have a hard time like removing this because you have to like insert your finger underneath, and if he tightened it further it would be hard for me to remove it. But yeah, let me show you the other watch that I had before. This is inspired by the Cartier tag. Obviously this is an homage to it. This is the Seiko solar one, and as you can see they're about the same size, I think. So yeah, that's what they look like side by side. So yeah, I'm still in the honeymoon stage. I love this watch and I'm enjoying it. I'm wearing it every day. It's the first night that it's here, and oh yeah, focus. It's the first night that it's here, and when I woke up it's still running, so that's awesome. So I'll update you guys. I'll let you guys know if Cartier would still send me the pouch because I emailed them about it, the travel pouch. But they told me that they didn't have that in stock. Usually when you get your watch serviced by Cartier, I think they would give you a travel pouch, but unfortunately they didn't have it in stock when I got my watch. So I emailed their customer service. Hopefully they'll give me one. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So yeah, that's it. That's all I had. This was the envelope for the receipts, and this is the box, like I mentioned, that I got. So yeah, if your wrist is as small as mine, like 5 inches, just super small, then this 24mm Cartier Santos Galbee would fit you perfectly, and I highly recommend it. I was initially thinking about the one with the gold bezel and the gold screws, but this one was a really good deal, and I love that it's unique. Like there's not a lot of these pink dials. I think I saw one in eBay for around 5,000 US dollars, but it's coming from Japan, and oof, the tax would cost so much. So yeah, this is stainless steel, by the way. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And it also has the blue cabochon on the side. Not sure if you can show that properly. And when you change the date For this one, you have to be careful because you can't change it between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. because the date is changing. So let me show you like how to remove it. It's pretty difficult, but I insert my finger like that and push up, and that's it. That's how you remove it. Because no one told me about this, obviously, so because it didn't come with a manual and everything. And that is the capuchon. It's really beautiful, I think. Let me zoom in on that. Yeah, it's really beautiful. Especially when it hits the light. So, yeah, pulling it once outwards would show you, or would enable you to change the date right here. And then another pull would be the time. And the time is actually, you have to turn it counterclockwise. For the date, it's clockwise. So that confused me a bit for the first time that I used it. And to wind the watch, you just press it towards the end, or as long as it's like pushed in completely, you can turn it like this, and it would enable you to wind the watch in case, you know, it stopped. If you haven't worn it for a while. I'm not sure yet how long the power reserve of this watch is, but I think typically automatic watches would be around 40 hours of power reserve. So after that, it would stop, and then you need to wind it again or just shake it, and it would start moving again. That's the beauty of automatic watches, is they're almost forever. And so yeah, so what you do to change the date is like change the time first, like pull it twice outwards, and then turn it counterclockwise to 6 o'clock, because it doesn't matter if it's 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. It's safe to change the date during that time. So once it's set to 6 o'clock, the time, you can then change the date. So if you pull it once, that's the date, and then turn it, you can turn it clockwise to 1 day before the actual date that you want to set it on. And then when you get to 1 day before the current date, then just change the time, continually change the time until you get to like 12 o'clock, when the day would change, and you'll be able to see that the day would change to the current date, and then you can just change the time. That way you know when it's AM and when it's PM. So just a tip for changing the time for this one so that you don't ruin the movement. But that is it. Let me know down below if you have any questions, and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you for watching.